Welcome back. Now we will see the comparison between human brain and computer. So this is Bhanupriya from NWC of SRM IST. So is that human brain and computer are same? Not at all. There are few differences. However, we could able to compare it. When we look at human brain, it is quite complex in an abstract system. There are about 100 billion neurons and 10 to the power 12 synapses per centimeter cube. The ability is termed as memory in the brain via the past experiences that is retained and via the learning process and the new informations or the recognitions. The human brain is made up of several synapses, as already told. So, one important thing is it had infinite storage capacity and different topology regularly maintains different regular. The computer, if you look at computer, it is just an electronic device that can perform different tasks based on the instructions of the user. For example, several tasks based on just programming. It can range from billions of instructions in few seconds. However, it cannot make decisions on its own like human brain. It is just pre-programmed or it is programmed via few tasks. What is this computer? How it can be compared with the human brain? Via the memory devices. Even the brain has memory capability. Also, this computer has memory devices with a fixed storage capacity. And it has a definite topology, whereas the brain topology is not definitive. So this slide shows the comparison between the brain and the computer. Brain is constituted with several neurons and synapses, whereas a computer having ICs, transistors, diodes, capacitors, and transistors even. Also, the brain has backup system, but here the backup system has to be manually constructed. The energy consumption is just 12 watts of power, whereas here it is gigawatts. Gigawatts of power to be maintained for a system. Then what about the weight? It is 3.3 pounds. Brain weighs 3.3 pounds, whereas it is different. Different size and different weights for these systems, even ranging from few grams to tons. Also, the brain is self-organized. The input and the output equipment is the sensory organs, whereas these computers should be pre-programmed. The input and output is already been just the keyboards, mouse, or web cameras, and even more. The parallelism. Brain does massive amount of parallelism, whereas computer limited amount of parallelism via the pre-programmings. Self-maintenance and reliability, resilience, brain as much, whereas the computer performs only a few tasks at a time. So that cannot be we have an issue in that. So when we compare, obviously, here the brain and the computer is able to make some decision. However, the brain can make its own decision and it can store infinite amount of information. Whereas in contrast, the computer can be only pre-programmed. It has limited capacity to be stored and does only limited functions. So then what is the difference between brain versus circuit board? Obviously, brain is already told it is also an electric circuit where numerous sensory neurons receive the input and brain processes and the motor neurons instigate a response towards that. A computer uses the switches that are either on or off. In a computer, the electrical signals travel at a high speed. However, the traveling is through wires, whereas in brain, it is through the nervous system. So this figure shows the comparison between brain and the circuit board. Brain, that is nervous system. The nervous system can be turned on or off. It can be fixed. However, the difficulty is much more. Whereas circuits, the on-off is quicker. It is not much difficult. no biological signals to be involved, easier to fix if it is broken, runs off via electricity. Then, the concepts of sensation, perception, and cognition. What is sensation? Basically, it is a process that allows our brains to take information via the five senses. That is, five major sensory systems such as vision, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. What is perception? Perception is the way it receives. Perception as a process where we take the sensory information from the environment and we use that information to interact with our environment. Finally, what is cognition? It is very important. It is a mental process involving knowledge and comprehension. That is imagination, perception, and planning. Cognition and perception are almost synonyms. However, cognition is the process of thinking, whereas the perception is how one is using the cognitive skill or the ability to enhance the quality. Thank you.